This hair type we're looking at now is what we would class as wavy. Can you remember the classification number for wavy hair? It's classification number 2. Now, Caucasian hair has obviously less cuticle layer than Asian. So when we're looking at the cuticle of wavy hair from a European Caucasian client, we're looking probably of about 4 to 7 layers of cuticle. So remember that. Again, that might come up as a question, or somebody might just ask you more of a stretch and challenge type question in your synoptic. So be prepared for that. Try and visualize that figure. So obviously it's much less than Asian hair. We often find that Caucasian and European hair comes in different textures. So we have clients with fine, medium and coarse texture hair. Now the follicle shape that's this hair is growing out of is slightly more oval. Okay, so this is going to produce a little bit of a bend as the hair is coming out of the top of the follicle that really starts to put a very slight curvature into the hair, the pattern as the hair is actually growing. Now, wavy hair is slightly more receptive to chemical work, so it should be able to perm and to colour fairly easily, whereas Asian hair, having 11 layers of cuticle, would be harder for us. Obviously, more dense waves that some of our clients might have might be more resistant to styling. So we might think about having to sort of tame that down with particular creams or some serums in order to make the hair more manageable. We may also choose a different styling technique to work with the wave. Maybe we might do a Chelsea blow dry, or we could actually just do some finger wraps as well to scrunch dry the hair into sort of more of a soft, natural wave pattern. So this is a really important classification to remember. So just recapping on that, we have about 4 to 7 layers of cuticle. The hair isn't going to be so resistant. It's obviously going to go across the different textures of fine, medium or coarse depending on our client. It's also going to be possibly resistant to some styling products, so thinking about that as well, choosing your products carefully for our clients. The follicle is very slightly more oval, and that's what's producing a little bit of a movement as it's growing out of the top of the follicle here. Also, if we were thinking about cutting, we can still perhaps think about just double checking on our tension. So tension would be something we would need to think about. I'm putting exclamation marks there because hopefully you realise when you're cutting wavy hair, we obviously get that spring back if we have too much tighter tension on particular parts of our haircut, maybe around the perimeter, particularly the fringe and the nape of the neck. So it could be that we might use the wide part of our comb. Okay, so remember the wider teeth on your comb gives you slightly less tension. Okay, where the finer side of your comb gives you tighter tension. So you may decide on wavy hair that you might use the wider part of your comb, so you are reducing that tension and reducing that chance of that sort of spring back you might get when you let go of the hair after you've cut it. Particular areas I think that might be more obvious for us cutting wavy hair could be around the ears, so watch out for ear areas as well. And we also talked about fringe work, just watch out when you're cutting fringes that you've got gentle tension around the feature of the client as well, just watching for that. It could be also on wavy hair, you might personalise. Okay, so you're going to do your cut first, but you may decide to personalise after and just check, how's that tension now looking? How is the hair sitting around the fringe? Because you've got some kickback and movement from the actual natural